Months before Marty Supreme had even been released, my Instagram feed was getting flooded by this one particular scene.
Do you make money? This little table tennis thing?
Not yet.
Do you have a job?
No.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work out?
That doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Those 6 words, that doesn't even enter my consciousness. It encapsulates and drove the marketing for the entire movie. But upon actually going to the cinema and watching the full film, I saw Marty, Timothee Chalamet's character, less as an inspiring dreamer and more as a kind of tragic, lost soul.
I have a purpose. You don't. And if you think that's some sort of blessing, it's not. It puts me at a huge life disadvantage. It means I have an obligation to see a very specific thing through. And with that obligation comes sacrifice.
Yes, he's talented, he's confident, he's charismatic. But he's also delusional. Even if he went on to achieve his dream of becoming the greatest table tennis player, there's no proof or evidence that it would have gotten him the fame and the fortune that he so desperately craves. The audience wants to like him. We want to root for him. He's a complete underdog. But in many ways, it's just impossible. When in the desperate pursuit of his dreams, he starts destroying the lives of his loved ones, his friends, his family, I found myself wondering, why should we support him? Yes, it's an American epic about a dreamer, an underdog, a charismatic hero. But it's also a film about narcissism, about self-destruction, about main character syndrome. This is a movie about someone deeply unhappy with the life they have, and desperately trying to throw themselves into a pursuit to try and change it. This is a movie about escapism. And that's exactly why, in the aftermath of this movie, the public perception kind of surprised me. I want to start off by clarifying that I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a great film, I thought it was really well made, but I think that the public perception of it says a lot about our culture. About to enter my Marty Supreme era pending. And sure, Marty has some admirable qualities. It's great to have self-belief and self-confidence, but to leave the movie finding him inspiring, I feel misses the larger point. There are a lot of people who find themselves completely dissatisfied with where they're at in life, and at a glance, this movie provides an answer. If I work really hard and I make a ton of money and everyone loves me, then my life will be eternally great and I'll be happy forever. But what these films really say is that if you chase your dreams so hard that you forget about everyone else around you, that negativity is eventually going to catch up with you. From the second I heard about this movie, I had a feeling it was going to be very successful. It's a trope that we're all very familiar with by now. The black swan, Whiplash, the bear, the tragic dreamer in the midst of chasing their dreams, slowly seeing their personal lives crack around them. And the reason that this trope performs so well in cinema is because within these tortured characters, we all see glimmers of ourselves. Everyone likes to feel like we have a deeper purpose in life, like we have a calling, like at some point we'll be the best at something. We like to think of ourselves as the main character. Yet few fully know the hard work that actually being the best at something requires.
Not quite my tempo.
It's very easy to watch the World Cup final and picture yourself as a professional footballer, but what's much harder is to imagine the years of training, sacrificing your youth, missing out on partying with your friends, all because you're dedicating your whole life and basing every single decision around one specific goal. Movies like Marty Supreme, movies like Whiplash, they allow us to peek behind the curtain and see what that's like.
I gotta tell you something, Rachel, all right? It's not intended to be mean.
And I've thought about it a lot, and this is what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna keep pursuing what I'm pursuing. And because I'm doing that, it's gonna take up more and more of my time.
It means I have an obligation to see a very specific thing through. And with that obligation comes sacrifice, okay?
And even when I do spend time with you, I'm gonna be thinking about drumming. I'm gonna be thinking about jazz music and my charts and all that. And because of that, you're gonna start to resent me.
Your life is the product of, I don't even know what your life is the product of. You're just making it up as you go along. That's the kind of person you are. That's not the kind of person I am. I need to focus right now. No distractions.
Because I wanna be great.
And you're not.
I want to be one of the greats. Yeah.
And when I did see you, you treat me like shit because I'm just some girl who doesn't know what she wants, and you have a path, and you're going to be great, and I'm going to be forgotten, and therefore you won't be able to give me the time of day because you have bigger things to pursue.
That's exactly my point.
What the fuck What's wrong with you?
I don't think that it's any coincidence that Marty Supreme was released just before New Year's, the time of the year when people are thinking the most about self-improvement and setting goals.
I want to say Marty Supreme Christmas Day, on Marty Supreme Christmas Day, Marty Supreme Christmas Day. Hey, Timothy, has anything interesting happened to you in your life the last couple months? Marty Supreme Christmas Day.
I also don't think that it's a coincidence that we've seen a surge in this tortured dreamer trope since the release of Instagram in 2010. Everyone who has an account on Instagram knows what it's like to feel a bit of main character syndrome. A friend of mine sent me a great video essay the other day, I'll link it somewhere in the description, where the host makes the point that anthropologists put the number of in-person relationships that humans are capable of maintaining at somewhere around 150 to 300, which means if you have followers of anything more than that, you're not able to picture all of those numbers as individuals. Every person who has an Instagram account becomes the main character within their own social feeds. I think there's a reason why I found out about this movie on Instagram, and I think there's a reason why every piece of marketing for this movie was designed to go viral on social media. But what we do know about Instagram and about social media is that generally it makes us feel bad. And what movies like Marty Supreme say is that if we're super selfish, chase our dreams, don't think about anyone else, that too eventually will make us feel bad. When I look at the rise of Twitch streamers, people who stream for 8 hours a day, they can't possibly be juggling solid personal and social lives when you're on camera for that many hours every single day. So I'd imagine eventually that's probably going to make you feel bad.
What do you do for fun? Like, what's...
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, I don't do anything besides stream. I would rather, the way I think about it is like when I'm doing anything off camera that's like an activity, I'm like, I could be streaming this getting paid right now.
Or even billionaire tech CEOs, the richest people in the world, when you hear them talking, do they sound happy to you? Do they sound like they enjoy their lives?
I mean, my mind is a storm, and I don't think most people would want to be me. They may think they would want to be me, but they don't know. They don't understand.
The big fear that most people have is wasting your life, right? The fear is you're never going to reach your potential. But the great irony is the people who get so deep in the pursuit of not wasting their lives, often when they get to later stages in their life, seem to realize that that's exactly what they've done. So with that being said, why do so many people watch a movie like Marty Supreme and leave feeling inspired? Is it the same reason why Twitch streamers are having such a big moment in mainstream media? Is it the idea that if you're not happy with your life in the present, you should imagine a different future, one where you're richer, ones where you're better looking, ones where you're respected and adored by everybody? But when you look at these movies and you watch them to the end and you think critically about them, are they not saying that when you only think about a future that may or may not happen and completely lose track of the present, all that it's going to do is leave you feeling empty? I do think that having a job that you're proud of and working hard can lead to aspects of fulfillment for sure, but not if it comes at the price of your entire personal life. It seems to me like the happiest ones, the most fulfilled ones, the ones who struck the right balance between work, their family, their friends, socializing, nights out, their hobbies, personal time, trips, those are the traits that I think we should aspire towards. But the people with these characteristics, they don't perform very well on the algorithm, and they don't make great subjects for cinema. At the end of the day, when you die, it's not really going to matter. Now look, I'm not trying to knock the dream chaser trap. I'm a prime suspect for the dream chaser trap. I love the movie Whiplash. I loved Marty Supreme. I was 10 years old when Instagram came out. I went through my teenage years posting things on Instagram. I moved to New York because I'm trying to chase a dream of working in a creative field. I started this YouTube channel. I put a good bit of effort and work into making videos. I've definitely gone through spells where I've sacrificed my social life and exercise because I've been working on some personal creative project, and I'm not saying that that's all bad. To an extent it's necessary if you're trying to achieve a specific goal. But what I am saying is, if you left the movie theater and thought it's time I enter my Marty Supreme era, just don't let it last your entire life. It's not going to be the answer that you think it is. That's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
You know, I want to say that I followed everything you were up to out there, man, and I know how much courage that took for you, so. And just was pumped for you, you know? I bet probably a lot of people don't realize like how much work that must have took and dedication or whatever, and so just I thought it was cool, man. And your sister freaking was really pumped for you. Really, really pumped. Yeah. But she also, you know, really missed you a lot too.
Thank you, Pete.
Yeah, man.